Hey guys, today I'm filming a review and demo on the ColourPop eyeshadow brushes. ColourPop has released 3 different eyeshadow brushes. I own 2 of the 3. They released the eyelid brush, which costs $6. The blending brush, which costs $6, and they also released an angled eyeliner brush that cost $5. So I had gotten my brushes back before Christmas when they had a special promo going, and then on Valentine's Day is when they released all 3 of these brushes individually for sale. So they are all available. They are permanent items, so you can pick them up. I wanted to show you the packaging of the ColourPop brushes. So the handle is a really pretty light baby pink, and the ferrule is rose gold, and it has ColourPop written in rose gold writing as well. I think these brushes are absolutely beautiful. And they do actually seem like pretty good quality. I don't feel like these are gonna fall apart. I have washed these brushes a couple of times and I haven't had any of the bristles fall out or anything. So I think the quality of these brushes are really nice. So for all of my reviews, it is based on my personal opinion, but for these brushes, it's gonna be based on what kind of brushes you like to use for what purposes. And for these brushes, there's one I think is a must-have and one I think is good, and I'm glad I have it, but I don't think it is what it says it is. So starting with the eyelid brush, this is a synthetic brush. It is a really nice lid brush. It is a little bit more on the smaller side, which really helps you get precision, but if you do have larger lids, you are gonna have to go back into your product a couple times to fully cover your lid. I love how tightly packed the bristles are because it isn't gonna splay out. The bristles will stay together, which I find gives you the most opaque coverage on the lid. I think this brush is incredible. So before I had gotten these brushes, what I was using on my lid was either my finger or the sponge tip applicators. I had gotten that tip from Coffee Break with Danny. Sponge tip applicators work really well with the ColourPop shadows to make them super intense on your lid, but the thing is you cannot wash a sponge tip applicator. So I had a container and I actually wrote the name of the shadow on each of the sponge tip applicators so I wasn't mixing them, and then after a while I would toss them. But again, you can't wash them and it isn't as convenient to hold on to a little sponge tip applicator. So I definitely prefer this method of using this brush because I can wash it. It's easy to hold on to, really easy to apply, and I get almost as much pigment with the brush as I do with my finger. I feel like whenever you use your finger, you're gonna get a little bit more pigment, but I don't get the precision with my finger. Also, if my nails are long, I'm gonna have a lot of trouble. So this brush I think is absolutely a must-have for everyone if you have the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. So for both of these brushes, I've only tried using them with the ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I haven't tried them with any other pressed powder shadows. So I'm sure they would work well for it, but I haven't tried them, so I can't tell you that for sure. Now the blending brush is the one that I have mixed opinions on, and that's because for me, this kind of shape is not a blending brush. So if you guys can see, this is a nice tapered brush, and this is something that I would use in the crease. So here are 2 brushes that I use with my powder shadows every single day. I have the Sigma E40 tapered blending brush and the Sigma E25 blending. So I use this brush for blending because of the bristles and the size. It really diffuses the color, and this brush is a little bit more tapered, so it makes the color more intense, which is why I use this one in my crease, because I like having an intense crease. And for me, the transition area or blending area is to help fade your crease color to your brow bone. So for me, both of these kind of brushes I would use in the crease, not for blending. And I did try using this brush one day for blending and I didn't like it. I was using it with a ColourPop Porter eyeshadow, and when I tried blending with this brush, it was really skipping on my skin, which could definitely be because of my eyelids, and the ColourPop shadows, because they are cream, they're just not going to blend as easily onto the crease area as a powder shadow would. So that has to do with the formula of the shadow and the brush, but I just did not love this for blending, but this is fantastic for the crease. So I do have very hooded eyes, and when I am using this brush with the ColourPop shadows, as you will see in the demo, I put product on the tips of the bristles as well as on the sides, and then I will stick it right in my socket and then run it back and forth, which helps me get the product in my crease. And then I can take the brush from this way to this way and blend out the edges a bit, but I don't think it blends that well. So I think my whole deal is that if they would have marketed this as a crease brush, I would say it's absolutely perfect. It is an amazing crease brush. Everybody needs it. But because they say it's a blending brush, I do not personally like it for blending, but after using this in my demo, I've actually come to like this brush a lot more because of the way I apply it and the shape of this. It fits in my crease perfectly and it applies a lot of color there. And because I want my crease area to be more intense and not blended, that's why this works well. So I like this for crease work, but if you're looking for a brush that is going to be for blending, I recommend this brush from RC Cosmetics. This is part of their mini face kit. It is matte black, and basically these are dupes of the Sigma Precision brushes. This is a dupe of the Sigma P82. I actually own the P82 and I prefer this one better for the ColourPop shadows. The Sigma P82 is a lot more dense and you're gonna have a ton of skipping, but because this one has a good amount of density to it, but it does still move and it is a bit fluffy, this blends a lot nicer and it isn't going to skip on your eyes. So I would personally recommend getting all three of these brushes if you are looking to create a complete look using ColourPop shadows, because I have my lid, my crease, and blending brush. I used all of these three in the demo and they worked so well to create this look. So if you just like using ColourPop shadows on your lid, I highly recommend the eyelid brush. But if you're wanting to use some of the matte shades in your crease, I do think this is a great brush because it has been really hard for me to find any other brush that I think works well with the formula of those shadows. So overall, I actually would recommend all of these to you guys. And I haven't tried the angled liner. I'm not sure if I'm going to purchase that or not because I don't know how much I would actually use it. But if you have tried these brushes, please let me know your experience with them. So first I'm going to take the ColourPop Eyeshadow in Bill, which is a matte finish, and apply it with this RC Cosmetics round precision brush. And I'm just going to run the brush back and forth, and I'm going to apply this in my crease and a little bit above as my transition color. And this brush just makes the product blend so nicely. I think it's because of that duo fiber and because it has a good amount of density to it, but not too much. It has enough give so that it's able to blend and not skip on the eye. Next, I'm going to be taking ColourPop Muse, which is a pearlized finish. I'm going to apply this on my lid with a ColourPop lid brush. And this is a really creamy eyeshadow, so it's picking up really nicely on the brush. So I am just going to paint this on my lid. And this brush has really nice synthetic fibers, and it does keep its shape, which is great because it makes it easy to carve out the lid. And that was super pigmented with one swipe, but I do have to go back in to get product to cover the second half of my lid. And I don't mind that I have to go back in because it is super pigmented and intense. Next, I'm going to be taking ColourPop Brady, which is a matte finish. I'm going to apply it in my crease with the ColourPop blending brush. So I'm going to put some product on the tip and also on the sides of the brush towards the tip of it, if that makes sense. I'm just coating the sides and the top. And because I have more hooded eyes, I like coating the top and the bottom because what I'm doing is sticking the brush right in the socket and blending back and forth in my crease. And because I've put product on the tip and the side, it is helping to apply the product to my crease. And this is applying quite nicely, as you can see. And then I will move the brush from this way to this way, and then I will try to blend out the edges a bit. I don't like this brush for blending. I prefer it for crease work, but I am gonna try using it to blend a bit. Next, I'm taking ColourPop Hustle, which is a matte finish. And I'm taking the ColourPop blending brush again, and I will be applying this in my outer corner. So just picking up this mostly just on the tip of the brush, and I am going to work it into my outer corner. Because I'm just a little bit messy, the formula of these shadows and the brushes, as you can see, the look did get a little bit messy, so I'm going to clean up this outer part with some concealer. And after applying that crease and transition color, the lid color did fade a bit, so I'm going to take more of that on the lid brush and just sweep over the entire lid to get the intensity back. And that is the eyeshadow all complete. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, guys.